All right guys, so the Gator isn't actually ours. Campbell Tractor, our local John Deere dealer, was nice enough to come drop that by so we could try it out. But all of this land that you see right here, it's ours. We just bought it. This is so exciting, you guys. What I want to do is go to each corner of this property and show you kind of where the lines are at and give you a little bit of an idea of what we're planning on doing. So starting in this corner, this is where our west side garden is, right along here where the brick path is, and we've already planted some things out here. The property pin, you can see it right here. So this is where our fence is going to go, and it'll meet up with our current fence, and the new fence will go right about here along this side of the property. And I think we'll probably have a gate right here, and this section will be graveled, and it'll go meet up with our current driveway, like it'll swing into our current property and meet up with that driveway. And we do plan on putting a gravel lane in all the way down this side of the property to go to our eventual compost pile down there. The first corner I just showed you was the southwest corner of this new property. I'm standing in the northwest corner, which we will hereafter refer to as the North 40, because look at, our house is way over there. This piece of property is 3.6 acres. Here again, you can see the property line. It'll just run right up where these new fences are going in, and then it will run this way just beyond our lane, just a little bit on the other side, and it'll be about 5 to 10 feet in from this row of trees right here. And this back corner, we were thinking about putting in a legit compost pile, as well as our cut flower garden. And I'm thinking it's gonna be about an acre. An acre. Oh, geez. An acre, guys, an acre full of flowers. Also, real quick, there's a huge burn pile right here that we are gonna probably burn because this section right here, as we look out the windows, you know, we'll have our big garden here in the back corner, but a lot of the rest of it we're going to dedicate to big, deep flower beds and grass and shade trees.
Roast some marshmallows.
I can roast some serious marshmallows. Okay, now standing in the southeast corner, giving you guys a view from here. So let me walk up to where the actual property line. Here we go. So it'll be right in here, and it actually goes on this side of the lane quite a few feet. So the fence line sits back further than the original fence was on this property over here. So we may even have enough room to do a row of trees on this side. And here we are on the northeast corner. I'm standing in our current property. You can see the estate planters right here. So I'm gonna walk over here and attempt to show you where the property line is. I'm actually gonna bump back here. There it is. See that right there? So the new fence will go right through here. This stuff is being removed because these trees are mostly dead already. So that's fairly significant, the amount of space on this side of the road, which is just so awesome. I'm so excited about it. And you can see there's already equipment here. We've got Chad from Steve's Backhoe Service here removing some of the extra stuff. Our neighbors have been hard at work clearing this fence line. They've really done a ton, which we're so thankful for. But we're also thankful for Chad because he comes in here and just cleans stuff up so quickly. So here are the trees from the front. You can see they're kind of scrubby and they do have quite a bit of dead in them. So the property line is right here. And we do plan on planting at the very least, a tree down here just to kind of soften the pole, the big pole that's right there. So here's a slow pan of the new area. There is so much potential just sitting right there. I'm so excited. And it has taken us over 2 years to acquire this piece of property. just because like we're working it out with our neighbors, and you know, they would get busy and then we would get busy, and so we wouldn't talk about it for a little while. But I remember distinctly it was about 2 weeks after Benjamin was born when we talked to them initially and kind of started the process. And I'm actually thankful it took the amount of time it did, because it really did give us a lot of time to think about it, to save. And just we're going to be able to do a little bit of infrastructure stuff on this property this year. We're not planning on doing a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to be a fairly slow process, but this is where the cut flower garden is going to go, as well as some fruit production. So in that back corner, I plan on allotting about an acre for that. Fruit trees, strawberries, blackberries, currants, blueberries, asparagus, raspberries. Can you think of any other fruits? All the fruits, because I want Benjamin to have that growing up, and I don't really have an allotted space in our current garden for that. And then I do plan on growing bigger crops like vine crops, pumpkins, melons, things like that, and corn out in that space as well, because I can give it as much space as it needs. And then the regular vegetable garden will be just that. It'll be more of like a kitchen garden with smaller crops, so kind of just like I've been treating it up to this point. I'll have onions and lettuce and tomatoes, garlic. All of those things I normally grow will still be in that space. Also, that huge line of arborvitaes that we showed you in the video yesterday, those are going to be planted along the west side of this property. We're going to continue on with the arb wall, because we've got the arb wall on the west side, and then it'll just bump back that way, and there'll be a nice green arb wall on that side, which will prove to kind of hide the development going in over there, as well as help with some wind and things like that. They're just sitting there looking pretty, waiting for their turn to get in the ground. So the cut flower garden, like I said, is going to be in that back corner. Eventually, we are going to be planting it though up closer to the house here, because I do have a loose design idea for that cut flower garden. And I'm hopeful that we'll maybe get to start on it at some point this year, maybe even in the fall. And it would be really nice to have that area clear. So I just figured we could just work up a piece of ground right here and plant up here for the time being. There are a ton of gopher mounds out here, so I'm not really sure how it's all going to go. We're going to document as much of this process as we can for you. In fact, we are planning on renting a tractor here soon, and we're going to brush hog this whole area. So we'll get it down to, you know, dirt, and then we'll work the dirt, because I don't think it's been worked in I don't know how long. So we'll want to do that, and then we'll work up a space for the garden. And that's why, like, we've been kind of talking about maybe getting a tractor, but you know, knowing Chad, who has all the equipment, he's been so great to work with. He's really reasonably priced. He has the knowledge of the equipment as well as the knowledge on how to fix the equipment, and we don't. So we're thinking, like, do we really want to buy the tractor, or should we just call Chad if we ever need anything? And then also, once the land is kind of set up the way we want it, we're not sure that we would have a continuing need for a tractor. And that's why we're trying out a Gator right now. We're trying to decide what we need for the property. We don't want to just haul off and, you know, buy something because we're excited and it's fun, because it would be fun to buy a tractor, but we're trying to figure out how reasonable that is. Basically, I need a machine that's quiet, because I don't want to annoy my neighbors. We need a machine that's quiet, that can get me from the barn to the cut flower garden or to the other end of the property quickly, because it's a lot longer walk now. So the plan for this spring is to get a fence put in, and that's been a little bit of a learning experience for me, because we got with the fence company, they came out and took measurements, and I really wanted a 3-rail black wood stained fence. My parents have a 4-rail, and I really like the look of it a lot, and I thought, ooh, it'd be really fun to put that in on the new property and then slowly remove our white fence and put the black fence in over there. We got the quote back, and it was $30,000. $30,000 for a fence on only 3 sides. And so we decided that just to not go with that, because I started to add up how much like we'd eventually spend on that fence after we replaced all of our other fence, plus all the maintenance. That quote was without stain. Like, I would still have to stain it, plus you have the maintenance of probably needing to stain it at least every other year, if not every year, because I like things to look pretty. Like, I don't like them to look really worn out. So we just decided to go with white vinyl, because that's what we have. Woo, it's bright. We have white vinyl already around every side of our property. Our neighbors have it. So we just decided to go with the 3-rail white vinyl. There will be no maintenance. It was way less money. So that's going in hopefully in the next few weeks. And that's what Chad is preparing for over here by kind of clearing out and leveling out this area. We are going to have a well drilled because there's no water over here. And then we are going to have electric and water just run on the exterior of the property. And that's, other than working up a space for the garden and getting water to that, that's pretty much all we plan to get done this year. If we get anything else done, it'll be a huge bonus. So anyway, I am just so excited to finally be able to talk to you guys about this. I mean, I have like hinted hard that this is what we were doing, but I couldn't really say it until it was reality, and we've been working on it for so long. Do you know how hard it is to sit on that kind of information for that long, especially with how excited I know you guys get about projects? And I'm so thankful for this, because this will open up a whole new realm of projects for us to do in terms of doing composting on a scale that actually makes sense for our property, and doing fruit production and doing more, I don't know, things that just almost kind of like up your sustainability. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but there's just a lot of fun things that are going to go down in this space. And this will add like years and years of projects that we can show you. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. We're super excited about it, super excited to share everything, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.